Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Global Business Update with TA. Tesla is said to be valued at more than $500 billion according to some of the analysts, while some people are arguing that the company is only somewhere around $100 billion. Well, having said that, the car company is being heavily debated among the Wall Street circles and among global market analysts around the world. To begin with, whether it's any more car company or not, because we all know the amount of investments they've done with the battery technology and how much of a tech company they truly are. So, there's a lot of debate and a lot of waves being created in the financial analysis circles about how much this company is truly valued at. Also, we see that Facebook is under tremendous pressure to sell off Instagram and WhatsApp, given some of the new features they've tried to introduce, like some of the shopping features, where it kind of forces customers to accept some of those features. A lot of regulatory authorities, especially in USA, are putting tremendous pressure on Facebook to get rid of some of those ventures and to spin them off so that there is more equal level competition. Will we see a more independent WhatsApp and Instagram? The time will tell. Podcasts are the new thing when it comes to investment boosting. That's right. Once the famous Joe Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan is a very famous podcast and especially a YouTube channel owner where he has more than 10.2 million viewers and subscribers on that channel. According to the latest reports, once Spotify has confirmed that podcast to be exclusive to Spotify alone, the value of Spotify has jumped up by more than 10%, with tremendous potential being evident there that people are really into podcasts and they want exclusive content on some of the channels. Nike is facing a backlash in Japan, having shown more of a racially, I would say, subjective and a little controversial ad where it shows a bunch of young girls who are having so much of social pressures, but they use sport as a way to overcome those challenges and express themselves. Well, in any other part of the world, it might have been more of a very nice theme. In Japan, with 98% of the population being authentic Japanese individuals, it has drawn backlash to Nike, saying it tries to portray Japanese people as the evil people, the bullying people there. Not what Nike would have wanted in one of the biggest economies in the world, especially with the year coming to an end. And we see the 500 billion euro investment coming into the economies of Europe by the European Union, where they tend to boost the economies and they would like to see some growth taking place in the European region, which has, let's admit, been really hardly hit, all due to COVID-19, and some of their key economies are really struggling to get going and they are having multiple waves of lockdowns. Once again, not very good signs coming from the European region. And on a final note, we see that Airbnb being valued at over $100 billion in their initial filing as the stock market embraces the accommodation giant, despite being a tough time for any business in the accommodation and hospitality industry. Yes, Airbnb has managed to get a valuation of more than $100 billion in their initial listing, and as slowly but surely travel tends to be returning with the hopes of a new vaccine, one could only be more hopeful and optimistic about the future performances of the company. That's it for this week, and no matter what business you are in, stay busy and keep booming.